Hey there, Degicats! Today we're having a look at a game called Labyrinthine Dreams. This is a game that came out just last May, so it's actually not even a year old at this point. This is actually going to be the start of all of our wonderful little Let's Play videos based on all the Degica titles. So today I'm just going to dive into one that's actually a little bit more manageable in about an hour and a half kind of window rather than, the 30 hours plus kind of thing that we usually put out for most of the RPG Maker titles. So today we're having a look at a game that I actually went into originally blind. I had no idea what the actual storyline was, and I was actually kind of surprised when I actually checked out the Kickstarter and found the storyline was just kind of laid right out on the table. It's actually quite an interesting game when you go in not really knowing what the plot is. After all, we have Beth here. Beth is floating seemingly out in space inside of a bubble. That's kind of strange. If you don't know what's happening, this is definitely kind of awkward. So let's dive on in here and let Beth kind of give us a little bit of a narrative here.
It's odd at a time like this, but I keep thinking of the last conversation I had with my father. For a long time, I thought I had figured out what he was trying to tell me, but now, I'm not so sure. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. My ship's about to come in, and then I'm finally out of here. I'm not sure where I'll end up, but it has to be an improvement. What's that saying? Life sucks and then you die? Pretty much. But how did I even get here?
So obviously we're looking at a flashback now of her life, but that's just kind of the thing. It's just like, is she dead? Is she on the verge of death? Is she, what's going on? The first time I dove into this, I had absolutely no clue. I've actually played through the thing fully already once, but that's just it. I wanted to get a bearing on the game and then be able to guide you guys through it as we check out this Let's Play. So as you can see here, it's all nice basic kind of controls and stuff. You're just using the arrow keys to move around, pressing Enter or Z to be able to interact with objects. Gamepad controls are also supported. But anyway, so the neat thing here is so we have all the nice little pretty graphics that were added in after the Kickstarter support, which is actually, it is definitely a huge improvement. But I don't know, I was so mixed after seeing the Kickstarter because I played this first. And it's just like, well, is there different parts of the story that I missed? Is there? But anyway, I guess that's something else I could do later on is see if I can't get the old version. But first off,
it's an old painting of our family cabin. Why is it just sitting out here?
So obviously Beth is kind of confused that she's in this surreal sort of forest that seems to be loaded up with medical equipment here.
I've never liked needles. Well, I guess nobody really likes them, but I really hate them. But I've gotten used to them over the last year or so. What fun.
So obviously Beth has been going through some kind of pretty bad trauma here.
Ugh, this one's got grass in it.
So this is kind of old and overrun.
If I get really lucky and survive this, then I've got the bills. That should be fun.
So obviously she's been in the hospital, and we're kind of implying the fact that she's not dead yet, so that's a good thing. So this forest is cursed, and that's a downer. Once you enter, you'll be unable to turn left, turn around, or turn on the spot. If you get stuck, press escape or X to go back to the start of the map. Now when it says to the start of the map, there's something very important to remember about this. It's not the start of the whole area, it's just your current map. I didn't know that at first, so I spent a lot of time really hammering it out with some of these puzzles to make sure that I didn't have to go all the way back to the start. Then finally when I got completely stuck, then I found out that I was kind of wrong. But anyway, so wandering in here.
Daddy, why are you crying?
You've grown up so fast, Beth. When did that happen? Must have been while I was at work. You know, when you were born, I only had 3 days with you and your mom before I had to go back to work. I hated that. But I felt the job was too important. They always told me that. that I couldn't take time off because the work I was doing was too important. Although never important enough for a raise. All the times I went in on Christmas Day or your birthday, I was just doing what I thought was responsible. After all, we can't afford me not to work. But then again, we can barely afford things with me working. Just enough to get by.
I actually like how he almost sounds sarcastic in that last line, like, can't afford me not to work. You know, it's just, it sounds like, you know, obviously even the father doesn't even believe this. You know, I mean, obviously it's the truth, you know, to the matter. But anyway, so now obviously the main point is you know, the main thing here is you have this whole thing on the go with metaphor. Now the cool thing about the game is that it really sticks to that throughout. Now of course, the main thing with the father is he feels trapped. He's, you know, literally trapped, walking around in circles. And that's exactly what Beth has to experience here. See, we can't have her turn to her left, and even though she'll be walking right into a hedge anyway, she can't just turn around and go back. You know, even if I press the keys to do it, nothing happens. She can only literally turn to her right. So literally going in circles. So it's actually a puzzle game, you know. You're not seeing just people being drunk out of their minds when they're, you know, playing the start here, or playing through the trailer or something. Like in the trailer, you see a lot of weird stuff. Like you see Beth just randomly walking into things. That's why is each one of these maps has its own kind of quirky little gimmick to it.
But the years just go by, and I wonder why I've put up with this for so long. When we took out life insurance, I realized I was literally worth more dead than alive. Working this much was supposed to change that, or at least give us more comfort, but it hasn't. Not even close. And yet, I still go into the office day after day. I thought if I followed the rules, I would be rewarded. I'd reach some plateau where I would have more time and money and be able to enjoy life.
So as you can see, this is a very positive and uplifting title. But anyway, so here we go again, walking around in Beth's little circles here. Let's see if I can get through this one faster than I did the first time. Really got lost on this one last time. I think it's that I want to go down here and look around here. And then, yeah, there we go. I really got confused on that last time. I was just constantly spinning around down there near the bottom and didn't really clue into the fact that that's what I was supposed to do. After you've actually played through this game once, you almost feel like a master. Like pretty much the puzzles don't stay around long enough to really give you the chance to fully master them. But see, like right there, I blew through that compared to the first time I ever played this. But that's just each one of the puzzles gives you just enough time to try to put together the logic, and then by the time you really have a grasp on it, the game moves on. So it's actually really well composed in that way that you're not just fighting and fighting away with the game and getting hung up on these puzzles, and then becoming a master of them, and then going through tons upon tons more maps that would just be, you know, mediocre and useless. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's that focus that really makes this a quality title.
But now it feels like I'm just following these silly rules for no reason. And all they do is make things harder.
See, there we go.
So
metaphor.
arbitrary.
Just following the rules. Just have to keep on turning right. They tell you to turn right, you gotta turn right. If you turn left, well, the Jabberwockies just could come out of those bushes and get you.
So what do? Hold out until retirement? You'll be living on your own by then.
See? And then Beth will be able to support her father. There we go. Now there's the golden ticket. That's what you have kids for.
Quit? We can't afford that. Get a new job? I've got no time to look into it while I'm working, and it's too risky for me to leave.
Okay, here we go again. So let's see. Now that I've gone through all that gloating about how you become a master of these puzzles, let's see if I can, and I just stuck her. So now I'm not gonna get like an achievement for never having reset or anything. Oh well. Here we go, back to the start. Yes, back to the beginning of this map. See, it takes you back to this one specifically, not. I'm a master of this game, you know. Yep, total master. Yep, I'm just amazing. I can just Yeah, okay, I can still do that. So let's see here now. It's kind of funny. You almost do really get into a rhythm with this. It's like you're just controlling Beth, the little angry tornado. Let's see. So, no, that's not going to help me either. How do I do this again? Oh, yeah, and then you go down here and then boop, and then there we go. Logic is my friend.
I used to dream of vacations we would take to different parts of the world, or even just to the family cabin. You would play outside while I would paint.
See, this is just the thing, though, too, is that these little interludes in between each one of the levels, Joel Studler's music, it all just flows together perfectly. Like, this feels like it would be like the credit scene. You know, this is the build-up to the title. You know, it's got that really strong sense to it. It's not just kind of, you know, oh God, we have to listen to this father whining on again. No, it's actually decent content that, you know, just like the puzzles, even the content doesn't overstay its welcome. It's, you know, it's snappy, it's to the point, and yeah, it's still emotional, but it's not, you know, drowning you in this kind of, just kind of, oh, geez, the world's a terrible place, you know. Hey, even Beth here, she's just like life sucks and then you die. No, it's actually focused.
God, I haven't painted in so long. I bet I'm rusty.
Can you imagine that? An artist has to go through life doing something else? I can't imagine. God, what have I done with my life? But I can't imagine what that would ever be like. Oh yeah, right. You have to loop around in this one. There's actually a couple of hidden achievements I haven't gotten this one yet either. I don't know if I can... No, I can't do anything with that. I was really confused the first time I came in here because you're always heading like from one side to the other. So I went right for that terminal and I realized, yeah, that doesn't have any bearing on what I'm doing. Where's the exit here? It's right there. So yeah, she's gonna have to... Gonna have to go up and then loop, I guess, or... how do I do this again? Okay, Okay... Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about when you get into the fun of it all. Oh, wait. No, yes, no, maybe. Walk in circles, the video game. Okay, there we are. Okay, then. Should like play through this like the moment beforehand and then got right into a let's play. Okay. Then it might really look like an expert. It's like, yeah, look at him fly through this. Ugh. Yeah, that's just gonna end up being stuck. Okay. Reset. See, even when you're in like this kind of purgatory here, you can just, you know, hit the reset button and you don't have to worry about anything, see? Isn't that just wonderful? Okay, so now we get a little bit tricky here because we don't want to get Beth caught up on the hedges here. I have to admit, you do get decently invested in the story too, at least. It's not just like, oh yeah, you know, Beth's a nice person. You know, it almost makes you feel like, was this a more personal story? Was this... I did briefly look up. I didn't really find anything from the creators that really says otherwise or such, but like that it is. But it almost feels that way because it does have, you know, it has a lot of thought put into it.
I failed you, Beth. I thought I was doing what was best. But you growing up without me isn't what's best. Not for you or for me. So why am I crying? Because there's never enough time for what's really important.
See, now that's really a hard line though for a video game. Like right there, it's just like, well, why am I playing this then? You're right. I should be doing more important things with my... No, don't stop that. Don't press pause. Just keep watching. Here, nope. See, I'm still going. See, and see, now we're free to wander around again. And you haven't left yet, have you? Don't leave. It's okay. Your family will still be there after you're done watching this. You need a break every once in a while too. Just seeing if there's anything else around here. I never really did explore.